Welcome back to Little Whimsy. So glad you could join us for episode 3. We're really glad you're here. We're really glad that we've had a little time to work on things, mostly our video presentations, but also Little Whimsy itself. It's a work in progress. And just before we get to some pictures and some videos, I should say that, it's not perfect. Perfection is largely in the eyes of the beholder, and as I noted in an earlier episode, I still have problems with different scales and different time periods being presented simultaneously. And it goes a little beyond that. We've had a few technical issues with Little Whimsy. Our fountain worked perfectly until we were videoing it, and then it apparently went on Christmas vacation. So I'm calling it a jacuzzi right now. I spent 40 years as a house painter. Self-employed, working on my own, didn't hire anyone, didn't answer to anyone. I was union and management, and that made the meetings really short and to the point. But what I did come up with after a few years was kind of a company motto. So when you're looking at the outside and inside of houses, paint, wallpaper, repairs, all of that, I would at some point mention my philosophy, which is pretty simple. If you want perfection, turn to Jesus. I'm only the painter. I can do a good job, and I've done a lot of jobs that were really fun. Sports logos, dinosaurs, refurbishing ancient houses and making them look new. Did Theodore tugboat on a wall, and then had a chance to do all the woodwork on a real tugboat, which was kind of neat. And none of it was done to absolute perfection. I did my best. And that's what you'll see in Little Whimsy. So just remember that if you spot any of the unfinished projects as we go through it. We're going to start this with a couple of pictures of Little Whimsy at night. The village is sleeping. We have wall sconces in the room we can dim, so that gives a pretty good approximation of moonlight, oddly enough. And I think it looks rather nice, even in shadow and unlit. And then we have a few minutes of the videos. We'll be looking at the trains, and I'll talk a little bit about the trains afterwards as well. See you in a few minutes. Whimsy at night is something I like to look at. It's growing a lot, from one building to 23 in the main village. And the park is growing too, from a corner. And the dell has appeared on a table of its own. I never expected it to go this way. There's the main square Christmas tree lit up. But this is the way it's turning out, and it's marvelous. Whimsy Park is coming alive, and up on the mountain we have another Christmas tree and the skating rink illuminated. When we started, we had no idea this is how it would be, but we're enjoying every moment. Red going by our Santa Fe Express. He brings in the visitors from the big city, to the station at Little Whimsey. It's funny to think that we started with one house and one non-running crane. When we had a few buildings, we put up one table, and eventually it grew to a number of buildings and a park. The yellow streetcar you just saw came from Lisbon, the Lion's Tea delivery truck from a street market in Southampton. And this house in the back corner, it was a marvelous addition brought to us by a fantastic young lady who spotted it and thought of us. Now we have 23 buildings in Little Whimsey. If we're going to add more, we may need more table space. We'll figure it out. Whimsey is one of those projects that just keeps growing. Whimsey Park started as a small corner and one table and grew to have its own space. It's been a challenge to build it. Every year it develops a little more. I remember this locomotive from when I was about 4 years old. So, and it was not brand new then. We've added to the park. It's developed its own flavor, as it were. It has to have a tunnel, so little Joe gets through the tunnel. The Crystal Forest I came up with this year. And the 3-story brown building at the very back of the mountain village is actually a gift from Latvia. In the mail, before last Christmas, we had a marvelous package arrive. It was another lionel train set that my second son had spotted, and we had that up and running in no time. My wife always wanted to have a farm. Now she has one in Little Whimsey. The tractors are not to scale. Who cares? I think it looks pretty good. And we're going to hopefully continue to develop all of these areas, because our imaginations never stop. I really hope that you enjoyed seeing Little Whimsy come to life. Uh, oh, the hat I picked up, that's the White Pass and Yukon route. We took that out of Skagway, and it was a marvelous trip. If you ever get the opportunity to take that narrow gauge railway, it's fantastic. And we did the Kettle Valley run in the Okanagan Valley as well. Uh, yeah, we do travel a bit. I'll get into that on another episode. Big Red, the diesel electric locomotive that we have, is the only passenger train that I've got. Everything else is freight. So eventually I'm going to be on the lookout for some more passenger cars. We need the capacity to bring people into Little Whimsy and Whimsy Park. It has grown over the years. Some things haven't changed. I commented in the video that Little Joe, the steam engine in the tunnel at Whimsy Park, was actually just about as old as I am, within a few years. That is a 464 steam locomotive, guide wheels, 6 drive wheels, 4 more guide wheels. The new guy that Rob sent out to me for Christmas is a 442 locomotive. That's the descriptive terms they use in defining what type of trains they are. I really enjoy running them. I've got an even bigger steam locomotive to be repaired eventually, and that's going to leave me with another problem because I'll need another table. Expansion is tricky when you're already dealing with about 100 square feet of tabletops. So we're going to have to get inventive and use our imaginations in how Little Whimsy will grow. The wood furnace kicked in, so I'm taking my hat off. The last time I looked, we had I lost count at 120 figures in Little Whimsy and the park and the Dell. So we are well represented for people there. We also have a fine selection of farm animals, as well as deer, rabbits, squirrels, birds. No raccoons yet. I'm on the lookout for some raccoon figures because we have them here. I've successfully helped raise 3 generations of raccoons, and we get along very well, which is quite unusual in today's world. Love to have some in Little Whimsy. You might have noticed in the video of Whimsy Park, we have a bear family sliding. That's a story for another episode, but it's a good one. I think you'll enjoy it. Later on, I am going to be getting into some of the people we imagine are living in Little Whimsy and take a look at their lives. They parallel our own in some respects, and in other respects, we've used our imaginations. The problem with getting engine number 4 running, besides the fact I need a transformer or transformer repair, I'm also going to need more track. And there's 2 or 3 ways of doing that. We could evict all the furniture from our back room and put up another table. I could put in an elevated track running along the upper part of the wall, also feasible. Or we could just build a new house and make enough room in the basement to accommodate it. That wouldn't be the only reason we'd be building a new house, but all of those are under investigation. It's a good thing to keep your options open, and it's just an example of how in life, as things change, you can actually make it fun. So, yeah, we'll be dealing more with that in other episodes as well. And I'll be filling you in on some of the characters and places and homes in Little Whimsy that feature in some of our stories. The interesting thing of this year is the simple fact that the grandchildren are really getting into it. We have one who comes regularly, the others by video, and they're beginning to appreciate just how frivolous it is and how marvelous it is. I appreciate how noisy it is and how my wife can actually turn down the train volume. Everybody in the house knows when I'm running those trains, you don't have to sound the whistles. What I'm looking forward to is sharing some more of Little Whimsy with you, some more creative ideas, and sharing some of the unexpected things that have happened. We've made note of the streetcar and vehicles from different trips we've taken. We come across these things and say, that's Little Whimsy, that is perfect. The kids have gotten into it and are sending us things to go with Little Whimsy. And besides yard sailing and ordering from catalogs, etc., over the years it has grown. It will continue to grow in one way, shape, or form. Just as our imaginations and our dreams will change with time, I'm sure. It's kind of ironic. It's a Christmas village in winter, and the older I get, the less I really enjoy being out for prolonged times in the winter. But some hilarious stories there from my youth. I do hope that you have a good day and a good week and a good season working up to Christmas. We're going all out here. Hey, I'm next time I'm going to take a short trip into our living room and show you our Christmas tree, which started off as 2 trees, merged into 1, and now has, I think, 5 generations of ornaments on it. One thing you should know about our family, we never throw anything out. Until next time, please, use your imaginations. Don't be afraid of the future. And by all means, look for a little whimsy.